City in Hollywood, it's Tattletales. Welcome to the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And now, here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convy.
Get back there, you little... Here we go. This is it. This is the going home show with this gang, and I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I have, and you here at home, I mean in the studio, and you at home is what I meant to say. If you're ready, I am. Winning money today for the blue section from Match Game, Mr. Gene Rayburn and Helen Rayburn.
I don't think you're ready.
Winning money for the yellow section, Ron Cass, and from Dynasty, Joan Collins. And winning money for the red section, George Grotto and Barbie Benton. Ah, yes. I said I was ready and then said Gene Rayburn.
You're not ready. Go back and come
I'm ready. No, I am ready. And I hope you've had half as much fun as I have. You've all been wonderful, and you will all come back, will you not?
Yes, indeed.
I certainly hope so.
I'm fascinated by your buttons. What did that say on there?
What buttons?
Your buttons on your sleeve there. Is that a picture of a...
No,
What does that say? Lovely jacket, incidentally.
Doesn't say anything, I don't think.
Doesn't say anything. Okay. I got a picture
No, it
of
doesn't say. No, it's just a design,
I brought
think.
it up there.
Anytime you boys
it's kind
are
of-
ready.
Oh, yes, of course.
Talk about dull television. I'm
like
sorry. Ready, ladies? Here we go. First question for you. When you're in the mood for sex, how do you let your husband know about it? By saying something or by doing something? Thank you. Lady in the blue section went, uh-oh. Goodbye. Uh-oh. What do you think Helen will say, sir? Now, you want to talk about my buttons now?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's putting on something flimsy or attractive or arousing or wearing something or biting my ear or something like that. What is that?
That's doing something, I think.
Oh, yeah.
I would say, wouldn't
Yeah.
you? If you don't know.
Yeah, well, I guess it's doing something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Rather than saying something.
Right. Yeah.
As opposed to.
Yeah.
Very well done, sir. Doing something it is. Here she comes. Helen,
Yes.
how do you let Gene know?
Well, I usually take off my nightcap and flannel nightgown and say, howdy, stranger.
Doing something.
Yes, doing something.
That's what he said you said. You would say. Howdy, stranger. That's better than howdy, sailor, I guess. Ron, what will Joan say?
We use Western Union. No, what are the choices now?
The choice is say something or do something.
Oh God, she does it both ways.
Oh,
I guess
nice.
you know that's difficult because it's a little bit of both, but I would say doing something.
Doing something.
Yes.
Care to give us a hint?
I can't on this show. I know, there's a lady back there. There's a lady back there that will cut it out.
I see. Okay. Wonder what he meant by that. Oh, you mean the censor? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
the
I didn't know what you
censor.
meant. Here comes Joan. Joan, how best do you signify that mood?
You mean how best? Funny vernacular. I find it's an extremely intimate question. Being British, I find it very difficult to face the television audience and
Yeah.
actually tell them these intimate details of my sex life.
That's true.
Our sex life.
Yes.
So I will not elaborate. I will simply say, doing something.
Yes, that's what the man said.
But I shall not tell you what.
You don't have to tell us what because Ron already told us.
Oh, you don't want to start me. Hey, honey, what about it?
No, he did not tell us.
I
Trust
said
me.
we use Western Union.
Yes. What will Barbie say, George?
Well, Bert, before I answer that, I need to get a definition. Does grabbing me by my hair and pulling me into the room, does that constitute doing something?
Boy, you scared me to death, I tell you. Grabbing
that's
you by
not-
your hair, eh?
Yeah, no. This is not the Richard Nixon famous line. Anyway, I would say that probably by saying something, because usually it goes from, hey, you, to, hey, honey. So
Uh-oh.
Yes, I think it's
Yeah.
saying something.
A softly whispered
A
phrase.
softly
A
whispered-
look, a sigh. The fundamental things apply.
Can,
Yes,
we,
oh, I'm sorry.
can we move this along?
Here we
Yes.
go.
I,
Here she comes. Barbie, how do you let him know?
Gene,
I'm always in the mood for sex.
Oh. Really?
When I really need it and have to have it,
Yes.
I let George know by the use of body language.
Which is doing something, and he said words.
Oh, really?
Yes. Has he been missing the signal lately, Barbie?
I guess so.
I guess so.
I wondered why we haven't been
I
seeing each
got
other.
200 guys over here that are going to answer that signal if you need it. Joan and Ron and Helen and Gene are ready, and they're right, and they got it. And we'll come back in a moment with question number 2, and a look and a sigh, and body language, and all those things. Still arguing back there. Can you hear? What do you mean the truth? Here we go. If you're ready, second question, ladies. Listen carefully, if you will. Ladies, you donate a coat to a thrift shop a couple of weeks. To a
Start again.
Question number 2
more
coming up. You donate a coat to a thrift shop. Period. A couple of weeks later, you go out to dinner with another couple, and the woman is wearing what looks exactly like the coat you gave away. Would you ask her where she got it? Or would you just keep on wondering? Off you go. Now, this question is not as far out as you might think, because a similar experience happened to an acquaintance of mine. I won't go any further than that, but what do you think? We're asking Joan this question now. Ron, you're up.
These are rough questions this time.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't think Joan would want to embarrass the woman, but she'd be very curious.
Yes, you
I
bet.
think she'd find an opportunity to ask.
Some way to bring it up, like, say,
in
by
a very
the way.
subtle kind of oblique way.
Yeah. Now, then the next question would be, would the lady tell her, in fact, where she got it? Okay, but you're going to say she would ask where she got it.
I think so.
Okay, here she comes.
In a nice way.
Yes, of course. What would you do, Joan? There she is, sitting across the table from you.
Well, I think, first of all, I'd laugh a lot. And I just would have to ask her where she got it.
That's what he said.
I mean, I think it's hilarious. In
Yeah.
fact, it has happened.
Has it happened to you?
Yes, it has. But it hasn't happened with going out to dinner with a couple. It's happened with somebody at a party that I've seen in something that I had given away to some people. But I didn't go out to them. But if it was a couple that I knew, of course, I would ask.
Right.
But I wouldn't, if they said that they got it from a thrift shop, I wouldn't say it was mine.
No.
I said you said it in a nice way.
Yes,
yes,
of course, in a nice way. Hello, ducks. Where'd you get that? What will Barbie say, George?
Well, I think that Barbie's the type of woman that doesn't like to embarrass anybody. So I would have to say that even though she would be very curious, she probably would not ask about the coat.
She'd just keep on wondering.
But I got to tell you, if it was the underwear, I think my wife would ask right away. So where did you get that? I gave it away to you. But that's it.
Okay, I got it. Here she comes. Barbie, what are you going to do in this situation?
I wouldn't hesitate for a moment.
You would ask?
I would ask her.
No, that's not what he said. Now, explain.
We never disagree.
You were so positive. You said, I wouldn't hesitate for a moment. I'm sorry, Barbie.
I would ask. I certainly wouldn't tell her that it was my coat that I just gave them. That would be a little too tacky.
But you would ask where you got it. That's right. It doesn't mean you have to divulge that it's yours,
That's
too.
right.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, I never thought about that either. You always find some way to...
Yeah, we'll take you home, Barbie.
Follow us up.
Where's that mirrored hotel?
With her coat.
What are you going to
Can
say?
you clarify that for Helen?
No, I can't. I
you-
asked the question, and she has a copy of it in front of her now back
Yes.
there. And I won't ask, do that.
Yes. You gave it to a thrift shop.
Yeah.
And you see someone else wearing
A
it.
couple of weeks later, you go out to dinner with another couple,
Yeah.
and she's wearing what looks exactly like.
I don't think Helen would ask.
You don't think so?
No. She might ask, but she wouldn't say it was my coat.
No, but that's not part of the question. Would you?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Would you ask her where she got it,
See, I
or would you
think-
just keep wondering?
Yeah. I think it's implied that you would also reveal that it was your coat. So I'm going to say she would not ask.
Okay, the answer is she will. She will keep wondering. Here she
Yeah.
comes. You have a choice of two. Helen, what would you do about that coat?
Oh, that's a very difficult question. I'm a kind lady. I don't think I'd ask her where she got it.
That's what the man said. Helen and Jean and Joan and Ron are right. Barbie and George are still looking for one. It's halftime, guys. Step to the rear, if you will. The ladies are coming out. And we'll come back with the next half of Tattletales. We got the minute. What did you do, guys? talk time. I have the ladies with me. The gentlemen are in the back. We have 2/3 of a tie. Did you know that?
No, who's tied?
Oh, you look so pretty. Gosh, they're really pretty guys. I mean, you're nice too, but it's really nice to have them here. Gene, you and Ron are tied with $150 apiece, and George, good luck to you, sir. If you're ready to go, listen to this, guys. It's worth $150 to your rooting sections. According to tradition, an Eskimo will offer his wife for the night to an honored guest. Suppose that you were that honored guest, and to refuse would insult your host, or insult your host. Would you accept the offer, or would you turn it down? Have you got it?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking the guys. And there you are. He's offered his wife to accept. To refuse would insult your host. So would you accept the offer, or would you turn it down? Goodbye, guys. Gee, that's happened to me in Beverly Hills. I don't know about Eskimos. Where are we? What will George say, Barbie?
Oh, he'd turn it down.
He would?
He better.
Yeah. Okay. He turned on the Eskimo's wife, even though it would insult him.
He would try sign language to explain it, but I think he would.
Okay, think so, huh? Maybe he'd rub noses, but that's all.
I think so.
Okay, here he comes. What would you do, George? I mean, society dictates certain values in certain places.
Well, I'll tell you, that's a very difficult question. You know, obviously, if it was an Eskimo, his wife would be an Eskimo. My question is a cold woman better than no woman? I would have to accept the offer.
When's the divorce?
There's a man for you, gang.
I plead my case.
Yeah, see, when we say Eskimo pie, that's not what we meant, George.
Please.
Don't Eskimos rub noses? Yeah. Or don't they do eyelashes as well? That's
I
a
never met
butterfly
one.
kiss.
Nose.
We don't have them in England.
Joe, you say you never met one?
I never met an Eskimo.
No, I never
You?
met an Eskimo I didn't like, as I think is the line. Helen, what will Gene say?
I have to understand this. The Eskimo is offering his wife to Gene.
Yes, because Gene is an honored guest.
I think just for sheer variety of it, he might say yes.
You might say yes. Might not insult that poor fellow, after all.
No.
After all,
I
I
think that'd
mean,
be kind of
blubber gets kind of boring, you know what I
all
mean?
those furs.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Let's bring him on forward. We're in big trouble here. Gene, what are you going to do, sir? There you are in this igloo. Very cold. Very cold. You are the honored guest. And this man says to you, it is your custom. I don't know. How do you do an Eskimo accent? Answer the question, Gene. What are you going to do?
Well, I would say to my host, if your wife is a very patient lady, I'm willing to try.
That's right.
I knew you'd come through, honey.
How did Helen phrase it?
I think Eskimos are famous for their patience, Gene. You're going to be fine. Joan, what will Ron say?
Well, first of all, I want to know one thing. Does the Eskimo whose wife is being offered, does he get to watch Ron and the Eskimo lady?
I don't know. It's an awfully good question. I wish we asked that
Or
one.
does he retire subtly away and leave him to it? Either way, Ron would say no.
No, the answer is no.
He would definitely say no.
You sure of that?
Wouldn't you? Bananas? Yeah, they would all
Not
say
one
no.
guy agreed with her. Not one. I'm looking at the yellow section wall going, no, sweetheart.
But Ron would say no. Look, he's smiling. He likes the story.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. His wife's not so happy.
Okay, let's say, how many guys in the yellow section would say yes? Let's see, guys. Come on.
He's married
Wait,
to
there's
a
one guy with
walrus.
both hands up there, number 11. How many guys would say no? Oh, the ayes have it. There's 4 guys who are abstaining in the front row, and they're all sitting next to their wives. I got the picture, guys. Okay, he'll say no. Here he comes. What are you going to do, Ron? You are the honored guest.
I understand the question. We'll see how well my wife knows me after 10 years of marriage, right? First of all, I can't stand the smell of fish. And I think that I would just explain to, I would be diplomatic, explain to him our Western values of morality and decline the kind of invitation.
That's correct. That's what the lady said. Joan and Ron are right. Helen and Gene are right. Barbie and George are having a wonderful time. And we'll be back in just a moment with that $300 question, and we will decide the issue in just a second. An honored guest. Okay, This will decide it. Now, you see, George and Barbie at this point have 0 on the board. But they shouldn't be discouraged, or neither should the red section, because you can come from 0 and win it, because this one's worth $300.
That's right.
It's happened before. I think in 1974 we had someone come from
Thanks, Bert. We needed that.
No. As a matter of fact, to be honest with you, it happened 2 weeks ago. It really did. If you're ready, guys, listen carefully. Leo DeRocher once said that nice guys finish last. Do you agree in general that nice guys finish last? Yes or no? Off you go. Do you agree in general? Now, remember, they've got the question in front of them, so they get the significance of the words. Barbie, what will George say to this?
I don't think so. I think that in general, the good people win out.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Does he think that way?
I think so.
Is that the philosophy he operates under?
Don't forget, we're batting 0 right now. Yes, I think he'd agree with that.
He will say that nice guys...
Finish first.
So he does not agree with this comment. The answer is no.
No.
If you agree in general, then the answer is yes. But if he does not agree, the answer is no.
That's very abstruse.
That too.
All right. He does not agree with the question.
The answer is no. He does not believe.
No, nice guys do not finish last.
Correct. Got it. Here we go. Now let's see if he does. Okay, we've got half an answer here, and it's right. We want to see if your half is right too, George. How do you feel? Do you agree with Leo DeRocher or no?
Well, I'll tell you, Bert, one thing I'm sure of is in my high school, nice girls certainly finish last. I'll tell you. No, I would have to say that I do agree. Nice guys do finish last. It's unfortunate.
No, that's not true. And you are a real nice guy, George. I gotta tell you, you're a very, very nice guy. Wrong, but you're...
How are we doing in the score, Bert?
I believe it's called last, but I don't want to... Thank you, George. Thank you. It's been wonderful being with you today. And when you leave, be sure to avoid the red section, because they'll be waiting for you in the parking lot.
Bert, you mean I'm not invited back, is what you're
Oh,
saying?
yes, you are. Don't worry about it. Helen, what will Gene say?
But you're a nice guy.
Gene would not agree with Leo DeRocher. He believes nice guys finish first.
He does believe that.
Absolutely.
Doesn't agree with Leo DeRocher
Not at all.
That's been his modus operandi all his life and his career.
Because he's a nice man.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's see what he says. Here he comes. Gene, do you agree with Leo DeRocher?
Well, you know, I don't believe there's any scientific or statistical evidence to support a generalization like that, the contention that nice guys finish last. And as proof of that, I offer myself as an example. I am a nice guy, if anything, and I have had a modicum of success. So far, I'm not last, so I say, no, nice guys don't finish.
That's what the lady said. Well, you are a nice guy, and we'll find out in just a minute if you, in fact, finish last. Or
Sure are a long-winded one.
what will Ron say, Joan?
Well, this is really a tough question because it's not anything that we've ever really discussed. So I can really only give my philosophy, which is that it seems to me that mean people do very well in life, unfortunately, particularly in our business. So I would say that...
And you're playing the meanest person in the world right now.
Well, I'm doing
and you're doing
so
wonderfully
well, I can't stand it. But as a generalization, just a bare generalization,
Yes.
I would have to say that I agree with, and Ron will agree with Mr. DeRocher.
DeRocher,
Who's
yes.
that?
Leo DeRocher. Well, he was a great, they
Famous?
called him the Lip. He was a great manager
I don't know.
from the Dodgers and the Giants. So.
Oh.
Okay, here he comes. You'll say yes.
I would say yes.
Okay, here he comes. The question is, and this will decide the game, Leo DeRocher once said, nice guys finish last. Do you agree in general that nice guys finish last, yes or no?
No.
That's not what Joan said. She agreed with that discussion. However, Helen is getting the question right. Time is up, and they win it. And win it big. Wow, we'll come back in a moment and give the blue section their money. See you in a second. Nice guys finish first today. What do you know about that? Did it today with Helen and Gene. It seems to be a habit. $525. We had 1,000. They will divide $1,525. That's a good total. Thank you all for being with us, and thank you at home for tuning us in. Bert Convy saying so long. I'll see you next time. Bye now.
In addition to cash awards, a member of the winning rooting section selected at random will also receive Daisy's Foot Saver with 4 temperature and massage settings combines the comfort of vibrant nodes with moving water and soothing heat. Daisy pampers your feet. An assortment of cosmetics. Helena Rubinstein introduces the new color classics for eyes, lips, fingertips, classic, convincing. You've waited all your life to look like this. A tray and Lipton iced tea in the winter, why not, says Don Meredith. You drink other cold drinks in the winter, why not Lipton iced tea made from tea bags? Dandy tasting. West Bend Stir Crazy Automatic Corn Popper stirs itself to give you big, fluffy, great-tasting popcorn. 6 quarts in 6 minutes. This is Johnny Olson speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. This program was edited for broadcast.